Yeah, I mean, when I found out that I was playing in the game, I was honestly stunned. I almost started crying on the bus. We were out in Calgary. It's just such an honor, honestly, and I've seen my goalie partner Howie go a couple times, and she's more than deserving of it. And I think it's no secret that either one of us could have gone, but kind of being in the league for as long as I have and getting this opportunity so late, it's so greatly appreciated. And then the captaincy, I mean, I think the biggest part about that, the biggest honor, is that I know where it's come from. I know that's come from my peers, and our GM really pushed the campaign, and not just peers on the ice, players that I've played against, people that I've met through the hockey community, and even I've had friends from high school kind of message me and say, I've been voting for you. So to feel like I've kind of made an impact on some lives that I've touched along the way is probably the biggest part of it that is so impactful for me. It makes it that much more special.
On that very topic of touching certain people's lives, you're obviously now a veteran in this league, veteran not just as a CWHL player, but of the defending Clarkson Cup champions now, we can say. So how has your role changed from when you first came into the league to now?
When I first came in, I mean, we had some strong leaders in our locker room. Jana Hefford, who's now our commissioner, of course. People like Allie Fox, Sherry Piper, who's on our bench now. Laurier Dupuis, who's our GM for a time. Jillian Apps. We had some huge names. So just learning from them in my early years kind of helped me develop kind of what kind of leader I wanted to be. As goaltenders, we can't always, control what happens on the ice, but we can always control our attitude in the locker room. So just learning from those players, I wanted to make sure that my presence in the locker room was felt, and that we could carry the culture that Brampton had earned when we were out there and carry it over into Markham. And I think that's been something that's kind of translated well, even in our hiring of our coaching staff and the players that we recruit to come in, having that kind of buy-in really makes a difference on a team.
Now, when you look back kind of at your career, and obviously to your days playing U Sports hockey, how did playing for the Laurier Golden Hawks and all the success that was there at that time, help prepare you to play in the CWHL and also for life after school?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playing for Laurier, sometimes I wish I could go back and know now what I didn't know then. When you're young and you're trying to figure out, your career in life and your relationships, and you're in school and you're figuring out who you are as a person, and trying to play elite hockey at the same time, right? So you're doing a lot of finding yourself in those years, and there's a lot of pressure from both the academic and the athletic side, but at the same time those challenges are what help shape you, right? So very grateful for the lessons that I learned at Laurier, and for the people that I've met. Especially I've met some of the best friends that I've been in their weddings and seen them grow as families. So those connections really, they carry you through your adult life and help definitely shape, where I am today.
For young women who are kind of starting out their careers, especially at the varsity level, particularly in U Sports, what are some things maybe you would have liked to have known back when you were starting, and that you could share with some young aspiring players today, or even first years? Yeah,
I think as athletes, as varsity athletes, say yes to opportunities. Try different things, especially, when you're in university, it seems so detrimental that everything works out perfectly, in your first year and then in your second year and third year. The reality is you're going to make mistakes, and some of those mistakes lead to opportunities that, help you find what your career is or what your path is in sport and life. So don't be afraid of those opportunities, and fear of failure. I mean, if you try something new and it doesn't work out, you haven't really lost that much, right? So invest in things that you love, and it'll take you good places.
And finally, just in terms of your favorite memories from when you were a student athlete at Laurier, I know you won some of our biggest awards, not just our Women's Hockey Player of the Year award, but also the BLG award for Athlete of the Year across all sports. So what are your favorite memories? What do you remember about some of those experiences?
Definitely the BLG award ceremony. That was that whole trip was pretty cool. I got to meet athletes of all different sports, male and female. We grew really close. There was 8 of us, and we grew pretty close over the 3 or 4 days that we were together. So that was a really cool experience for sure. But my biggest takeaway from Laurier, honestly, was just the locker room, and having those girls sharing memories in the room, and through wins and losses. The hockey is always something that brought those relationships together, but wins and losses at the end of the day, it is sport, and the relationships that you form out of it are the things that you'll remember.